Okay, greetings, beloved. This is Tony. You know, when I do some of my videos, I'm showing things that maybe I comprehend, and so the information I'm showing would only mean something to someone if they're seeing it or they have a similar understanding. And what I want to try and show white, the color white. You see this? Okay, it's a false light. White is a false light. And this is what I mean by that. I have an understanding about colors. The last video I was showing the Merkabah, and I was showing 6 primary colors. And what I want to do now is kind of elaborate on that a little bit. This is sort of what I mean by it. Okay, we have black. I'm just using a blue marker, but black. Okay, and white. Alright. Now, what this is, get this camera in a little bit. Okay, this is called duality. Duality. It's a division. And the way I understand it is, it's like a circle that's divided. Okay? It's divided. It's duality. Sometimes I say, the foolish argue over heads and tails, but the wise understands it's a quarter. Has both sides. Well, that's kind of how light and spirit and consciousness and awareness and all of this somewhat foundationally works. And this is what I want to kind of show you. Alright, so I'm showing black and white. And we live in a world that the knowledge of good and evil applies in a black and white world. You see, black and white worlds, the knowledge of good and evil. Left versus right. Okay? But in the last video I was showing the way I comprehend things. God made difference. You see, in Genesis, that's what it's all about in so many ways, up until a certain point. It's about difference. God made everything in pairs. Okay? Equal opposites. Equal. Okay? Land, water, sun, moon. Heaven, earth. Okay? But they're two sides of the same coin. Alright? Now we bring in the knowledge of good and evil. And that's the crazy thing. You see, God made all these things in pairs. And in the garden, He told Adam and Eve, ye may eat of all the fruit of the trees of the garden of Eden. Okay, well, for me, thoughts are seeds, and the results is the fruit. So for me, in a crazy way, I comprehend it that God is telling Adam and Eve, you may partake of the results of all my thoughts. That's amazing. All the thoughts of God. And that's the thing. So many of my videos are about the imagination. Have you ever thought about the imagination of God? The creator of all things. Well, see, for me, I'm not bound like a lot of people. I ask questions and I look for the answers. I seek. I want to know. I know, and I am known. And I want to share, okay, then Adam and Eve, let's going back to the point here. They eat from the tree of knowledge. Okay, it's crazy. They show you this apple. Alright, so I'm not an artist, I've told that many things, okay? But they only show you one bite out of it. Well, that's difference. You see, you look at the apple, you see a difference. Okay, but in the story, both of them took a bite. And in that, there was difference. From her perception, he was different. From his perception, she is different. Okay, and then Adam fashioned them aprons. Well, fashioning is trying to sew it back together. He's trying to, something that is torn, divided. You see, he fashioned them aprons. He tried to put it back together. Okay? He tried to cover the difference. Before, there was no difference. So now, I'm going to take you on and go back to the black and white. You see, right now, in total black, there is nothingness and void. In total white, there is nothingness and void. You see, there's nothingness. There's no comparable. You see, it's not like there's no mark. There's no difference. Alright, so what I want to do is explain back to the light. I showed in my Merkabah, I have it right here, cool. Alright, I'm going to lay it like this. This is white. This is the white side. This is the black side. Sorry, I'm getting a shadow. Okay, but in the middle is 6 colors. 6 primary colors. Alright? And this is what, I don't know, maybe because I've studied these things and I know you've been taught the rainbow is a negative thing in some ways, you know, because of the LGBT community. I think they've intentionally tried to give it a negative I don't know, just negative. So I guess people never comprehend what I'm sharing in this. Okay, but this is white, this is black. Okay, the first color coming out of black is red. Okay, then it's yellow, then green, and I'm only doing primaries here. Okay, red, yellow, green, then it's blue, then it's violet, then it's crimson. Okay? Well, you see, we live in a world where we have a flag that is red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Opposing. But not really. Alright? Yellow and violet. It's like opposing. Green and crimson. Opposing. Okay? But now this is where I'm going to show you Tav 22, the completion. Alright? The light is actually in the middle. And that makes the symbol for Tav. If you look up the symbol of Tav 22, the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet, it says it is a cross and an X. And I just showed you red, yellow, green, blue, violet, maroon or crimson, maroon. Okay, but the white light is actually in the center. So I'm going to kind of show you the color thing, how I understand it another way. Alright, I've shown you this. Okay, it's red, green, violet. Okay, and these three are one trinity. Okay, you can call that masculine. Alright, call it the masculine. Then there is yellow, blue, and the maroon. Alright, and these are the 6 primary colors that we just looked down. These are the 6 primary colors that I'm actually showing on these 6 points here. Okay, and I'm hoping I can get it all in, because alright, let's see, let's line it up. Okay, so it's like this: red, green, violet, maroon, yellow, and blue. Okay, so this is like a multi-dimensional of it, but this is a 2-dimensional diagram of it. Alright, well here's the thing: red and yellow is orange. Okay, yellow and green is lime, green and blue is teal, blue and violet is indigo, violet and maroon is purple, and maroon and red is scarlet. Okay, and the white light is the mix of all 12. There are 12 colors. No, the 12. Wow, it's everywhere. Okay, the 12 disciples, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 hours of a day, the 12 hours of a night, the 12 hours of a clock, the 12 months. Okay, but when you take all 12 of them and you combine them together, you get white light. Only when they're joined together. So see, there are 6 primary, and here there is 6 secondary. Alright, now I've just created the cube. Alright, 6 primary, 6 secondary, and 13 is the white light. You see, it's all of it. Now, kind of showing you back here, in a weird way, this is 4 one way and 4 another way, and it's the 1, okay, 1 in the middle, the 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1 in the middle, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, the blue, violet, crimson, and white. The 144. So when I'm showing you this, in a way, okay, and in the Merkabah, it's really amazing, because like this one, the black, which is attached to the blue, the yellow, and the maroon, okay, it turns in one direction. The white, which is connected to the red, the green, and the violet, it turns in an opposing direction. Okay, and this is a vortex. The vortex mathematics. And I just want to see if I can get some other stuff in here to show you. I don't have... hold on one moment. Okay, I think this one is too big to actually get in the camera here and show you. This is actually another model just like this one, except this one doesn't have skin, so you can actually sort of see the internal mechanism. But what I'm going to tell you is that the center is this in form, okay, and this amazing. And I don't really know, but I'm just going to say this. The pyramids in Giza, there's another pyramid up under it. Okay? This is as above, so below. Okay? And it's no difference. No difference. And that's a profound thing to say. Can you reach a state of not knowing difference? You see, that's the whole fall. If the fall of Adam and Eve was knowing difference, you become as gods, knowing the difference between black and white, good and evil, rich and poor, land and water, sun and moon, male and female. Well, can you get to a state of not knowing difference? And in that, it's all good. You see, it's all good. Okay? And in that, you see, there is no life and death. There is no life and death. It's a duality. But it's two sides of the same coin. Well, in that, I'm coming to mind, there's some scripture and several, I think even Shakespeare or something is talking about, there's no sting in death. I mean, can you accept the idea you're eternal? I mean, why do we not speak of reincarnation? For me, I sort of studied that one through Scripture, and there's several places where the Pharisees was asking Christ, was he a reincarnation? And I think they was asking him, was he the reincarnation of Elijah or Jacob? I mean, can a person experience and know and learn all of it in one life? I mean, what does that mean if you do have more than one life? It's crazy. As a child, I always had a sensation of heaviness on my chest, like this extreme weight. A couple of years ago, I was having like flashes or memories. I was living in a group of like Quakers. I don't know, they were sort of the black and white. It's funny, all people of authority wear black and white. You see, they teach the duality. They perpetuate the knowledge of good and evil, and that inflates the ego, and the ego becomes an authority. Okay, and then it's all outside of self. People never look within the seventh direction. North, south, east, west, up, down, in, out, 8. And the 9's the observer, the creator and the observer. But we're taught this whole idea of black and white, but never understanding the light is in the middle, the balance. It's between the two. If you even think of a battery. And I think what is happening in the world, this idea of black and white, is moving closer and closer in to a point to where, it's awareness then, I think. So I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to kind of break this back down. I'm sure there's some new subs and all that has not seen some of the older videos So some of the things I may show or do will not mean anything to you. Okay? I was thinking, I get words. One of the words today, and this is kind of maybe why I'm here. Alright, now we're taught that's rainbow. R-A-I-N-B-O-W. If you read in Scripture, God created a bow. It does not say a rainbow. It says a bow. And it's really an amazing thing. A bow, it's a bending of light. Okay, God bends light, I guess, in a strange way I interpret. Okay, but then there is also a bow. See, and that's where the arrows, they're in the middle. Alright? And then there is a bow, to bow over, to submit, to acknowledge an authority or a superior. Okay? But then, you know, we're the rainbow, but nowhere in Scripture does it say rainbow. Except when Christ comes back. There is a rainbow about His feet. Well, because I break words down, and I especially into syllables, C-L, Abba, Els, alright, I see Ra-N. Well, Ra is the sun god of Egypt. Okay? And then we have Moses doing is Ra El Israel, you know, is the sun god. That's what that word says to me. Okay, but the Ra-In means the sun within, which is like the light within. You see, there's a video I have out that's called something about the light. When you worship the light that dwells in a temple, you're denying the light that dwells within. That's why Christ says, "Know ye not, ye are the temple of God. The Spirit of God dwelleth in you." But people don't grasp that. They're looking for this God that even lives in a building, which God dwells not in temples made by hands of men. That just irks me so bad I can't stand it. The whole idea, I go build a building and tell everybody it's the house of God, and I got the key to it. And if you want to come talk to God and know, find out the black and the white, bring me 10%. You see, but then I have a whole understanding of Melchizedek. Okay, well, Melchizedek is the high priest. Christ has become the high priest of Melchizedek. Well, who is Melchizedek? Well, if you read Hebrews 6, 7, and 8, it explains it pretty clear. There's actually the two houses, or the two priesthoods. The priesthood of Aaron that serves in the temple. And that's really weird when you sort of divide that thing into the dualities. It's Aaron, okay? He serves in the church, alright? But then it is divided into a king, okay? And he dwells in the sort of the Cast-El, you see, the Cast-El, alright? And it's divided. So it's a division of church and state. But then there is Melchizedek, and he is both king and priest. Alright? And he's the king and priest of Jerusalem, which is place of peace. You see, and the place of peace is here. in the middle. You see, blessed are the peacemakers, for these are the sons of God. Well, a peacemaker is in the middle, making peace between the black and the white. But then the opposite would be a son of perdition, and a son of perdition is a divider. I don't know, I'm rambling through, but I was trying to cover some information for some people, a few questions I had gotten about some things. So these are sort of my understandings when I'm making these videos. I hope everyone got something out of it. Have a good night.